Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Jeff Innocent, your life coach. Once again, I'm excited to be on your screen today. This is a good day, and I believe it is because for some reason we are connected again today because I know that there is something about today that is so special, especially for you. I want to appreciate you for taking your time to watch my video. Maybe this could be your first time, or you've been watching, maybe following me. And I know that all this teaching has been a blessing, tremendous blessing to you. Today I'm going to be talking about worry. And this is something that I believe that has been a very major issue in so many lives. Is the reason for unhappiness, is the reason for unfulfillment, is the reason for frustration, is the reason for even many health issues. Medically, it has a lot of dangers. And so today I believe that I'm going to deal with, first of all, I'm going to give you seven things that you need to know about worry, so that before you get into the next worry, you have these things in your mind. And then after that, I'm going to also give you 7 tips that will help you to deal with this habit of worry in case it's becoming habitual, worrying over every little thing. People got so many things that they worry about. They worry about being successful, worried about failing, worrying about their academic, fulfilling their academic dreams, fulfilling their dreams, their plans. People worry about going to heaven. And that's the truth. And the worst part of it is that people worried about pleasing other people. People worried about keeping their relationship. People worried about their kids not being useless, not being able to fulfill God's purpose for their life. People worried about a lot of things. People send their kids to school and sit home and start worrying about what happens to them. There's a whole lot that people worry about. But today I'm going to show you a few things that are going to help you. Of course, I was at a point in my life victimized by this habit of worry, but I'm glad that God, started dealing with me, and I was able to deal with it and get over with it. And I believe that you're gonna do the same. And so, if you think that this is becoming a major issue, you're too worried about a lot of stuff, and it's beginning to bother you, beginning to deal with it, it's going to mess with you. And this is an opportunity for you. It's going to be a great privilege. Number one, I need you to understand that worry does not empty tomorrow of its trouble. Worry does not empty tomorrow of its trouble. Instead, it empties today of its strength. So worrying about tomorrow will not stop the trouble of tomorrow from happening, but it's going to stop you from enjoying the strength of today. I hope that's clear to you. Worry does not have the ability to empty tomorrow of its trouble, but it has the ability to empty today of its strength. That's the first thing I want you to put at the back of your mind. And the second thing that I want you to put at the back of your mind is that worrying will not stop those bad stuffs from happening, but worrying will stop you from enjoying the good things. In as much as it does not have the ability to empty tomorrow of its trouble, worrying cannot stop those bad things from happening. But worrying can stop you from enjoying the good things. Of course, there are going to be bad things and good things, bad stuff, good stuff, all happening in your life. Worrying cannot stop those bad things from happening, but worrying can stop you from enjoying the good ones that are already there. That's the truth. Try to think about it. All the time you've been worrying, this is what has been happening. Never stop the trouble from happening. And the number three thing that I want you to have at the back of your mind is that worrying is just stupid. I learned this from a great man, and he said, worrying is just stupid. It's like walking around with an umbrella waiting for it to rain. I mean, there's no sign of rain, and everywhere is clear, and all of a sudden you just pick up an umbrella and just walking around and say, I'm waiting for the rain. I'm waiting for it to rain, and I'm with my umbrella. This is a bit stupid. So this is how worry looks like. You're just worrying about something that may not even happen. Worrying is stupid. It's like taking, having an umbrella, holding an umbrella, walking around and saying like, I'm waiting for it to rain. Worrying is like anticipating trouble that may never happen. May never happen. That's what worry does. That's the truth. And the next thing I want you to understand about worry is that worry is a total waste of time and energy, because it doesn't change anything, but it robs you of your peace and your joy. It's getting serious now. Worrying is a total waste of time and energy. Total waste of time and energy. That's what worry is. You just waste your time and you just waste your energy, mental energy. You just wasted your time and wasted your energy if you live your life in worry, because it doesn't change a thing. It doesn't change anything. Worry does not change anything. It's a total waste of time and energy, because it will rob you, it will steal from you your peace and your joy. Your peace and your, because you cannot be worrying and be peaceful at the same time. You cannot be worrying and be joyful at the same time. So what does that mean? It means that when you are worrying, you're losing your peace and losing your joy, because it doesn't change anything. It does not change anything. A man once said, he said, worry cannot change or stop the trouble of tomorrow. No, worry cannot change the mistakes of the past or stop the trouble of tomorrow. But worry will deprive you of the beauty of today. I'm going to say that once again. Worry does not have the ability to fix the mistakes of yesterday or stop the trouble of tomorrow. Or worry can cost you the joy and the beauty of today. That's the truth. Number 5, I want you to understand that everything happens for a reason. Yes, nothing just happens. Everything happens for a reason, for a purpose. There is a reason and there is a purpose for everything on the face of the earth. Whatever that has happened in your life happened for a reason. It doesn't just happen. It happened for a reason. The earlier you begin to accept this statement, the happier and the more fulfilled you're going to live. And the seventh understanding I want to leave with you about worry is that worry, there are things that happen. Oh, let me take it from this side. The seventh thing, things or situations or challenges are not as bad as they appear at the first instance. Challenges, situations, trouble are not as bad as they appear at the first instance. Because if you live long enough, you will realize that 85% of the thing that you worried about never happened. Have you thought about it? There are things that hit you some time ago, and it was so huge that you kept wondering, how am I going to get over this? Am I ever going to survive this? But you will agree with me that you did survive it. In fact, it's a history right now. And you cannot explain exactly how you did that. Because when it hit you the first time, it appears like a huge mountain that cannot be climbed. There are things that hit you. It could be a challenge in your office or in your marriage or wherever it is. That you're like, there seems to be no way. There seems to be no way out. You seem to be locked up in a cage. But there is always a way. If you live long enough, you will realize that 85% of the things that you worried about never happened. Because you're always worried about the bad that may happen and forget to enjoy the good that had already happened. You are worried about the bad that may happen, and now you are depriving of yourself of the opportunity to enjoy the good that has already happened. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to understand this and put this in the back of your mind, that things are not as bad as they appear at the first instance. There are things that will hit you. It looks like you're going to kill you. But if you live long enough, you will discover that those things were not as bad as they appeared. These 7 things I want to leave with you. And there's someone who wants to say, how can I deal with this? And I want to stop this war. And having gotten these informations, now I'm going to show you 7 steps to dealing with worry. How to stop worrying. Number 1, count your blessings, not your issues. This is something I want to encourage you to learn. You have issues, you always have blessings as well. Everything will not all be bad. That will always be bad. I keep saying all the time, life is full of ups and downs, bad, good, ugly, all make up life. All make up life. There's no life without good. There's no life without bad. They got all the stuff. Even the worst human beings that you know on this planet, they have the good part and the bad part. So you need to understand that there's going to be a blessed time and there's going to be time with issues. Take your focus away from those issues and put your focus on the blessing. Learn to count your blessings. You remember the song that was saying growing up, count your blessings and name them one by one. Doesn't mean you don't have issues, but learn to pay more attention and more focus on your blessing, because it's going to activate the positive side of your mind. And of course, you know, as you think, that's how you live, because you are a product of your thoughts. So take your attention away from those issues and put your attention on the blessings. Learn to count your blessings, not your issues. Learn that. It's going to be very helpful. Don't be the person that only knows the problems that he or she had and don't even know the blessing that is already made available. Secondly, I have said this in my one of my videos, and I'm going to say it again because this is very helpful. These are things that have helped me, and I believe it's going to help you as well. Secondly, accept what you cannot change. The earlier you do that, the more happier you become. There are things that happen in your life that you can change, and there are things you cannot change. When there is a problem, you need to ask yourself this question: can this problem be solved or not? If it can be solved, go ahead and solve it. Why did I say that? Because every problems can either be solved or dissolved. Some problems can be solved. Go ahead and solve those ones. But there are some problems in your life that are meant to dissolve, not to be solved, but to dissolve. You know, like just melt away, fade away, without you doing anything. That is it. I've been through situations in my life that I know this I can't do. There's nothing I can do about it. This is a situation that I cannot do anything about. Those things dissolved out of my life. And I can't even explain how it happened, but I know to a point they are no more there. They are not there anymore. And at what point did I lose them? I can't pin it down. No. Those kind of problems are not to be solved, but to dissolve. So, worrying about problems that are meant to be dissolve is going to drive you crazy and get you to the point of frustration. So you got to learn to know that I can't do anything about it. I have to accept it. So because worrying about it will not change anything. You're not going to do anything for you. You're not going to help you. You're not going to make any difference. So accept it and move on. The earlier you accept it, the faster you're going to move. So I want to encourage you to learn to accept the things that you can't change. You can't do anything about it. If it is a problem you can solve, why worrying about it? Solve it. If it's a problem you cannot solve, why worrying about it? It doesn't make sense. So in either way, whether it can be solved or it cannot be solved, there is no place for worry in either way. That's the fact. That's the fact. So if it is something that can be solved, go ahead and solve it. What are you waiting for? Why sitting down to worry over something that you can solve? When you can solve it, go ahead and solve it. But if it is one that you cannot solve, why worry about it as well? Does it make sense? No. Let it dissolve. Yes, of course it can dissolve. I told you in the beginning, things does not appear. But things are not as they appear the first instance. So no matter how big it is, like too hard for you, so difficult, it hits you like, oh my God, I'm going to go down with this. You're not going to go down with it. A matter of time, you discover that the longer you live, the better it becomes. Step number 3, or the third step that will help you in the journey of dealing with worrying. Make sure you did your best. Every time you have an opportunity to do something, do your best. Whether you're working for somebody, or you're working for yourself, or you're trying to help someone, or you're trying to be part of someone's life, or you're trying to be an assistant to somebody, or you're trying, whatever it is that you have an opportunity to do your best. Don't leave anything out. Because the moment you realize that you have done your best, then there will be no need to worry about anything, because there was nothing else you could do. But the problem comes in. When you know that there are a couple of stuff that you should have done, but yet you didn't do them, and that's when you start worrying about, wow, I don't know how this thing's gonna come out, man. I don't know how it's gonna come out. I hope it comes out good, because I don't know why I didn't do this, and I didn't know I would have done this. This is what I should have done. No, I knew I could do this. Why didn't I do it? But if you always put in your best, listen, I come here all the time to talk to you. I don't even know you, but I put in my best, and it gets better by the day. Why? Because I want to make sure by the time I'm done with the video, I don't worry about who's going to see the video, who's not going to see the video, who is going to help or who is not going to help. That's not my worry. Why? Because I make sure I put in my best. So if I have an opportunity to stay with you, work with you, help you in any way, assist you in any way, counsel you in any way, coach you in any way, I put in my best. Because if I put in my best, then it erases any sign or any atom or any particle of worry in my mind. Because I know I did my best. There was nothing left. I did all my best. Listen to me. If you are in a relationship, put in your best. And don't worry about whether the relationship is going to crumble or you're going to die. Or you're going to put in your best and relax your mind. That's the truth. Because if you don't put in your best, you're giving room for worrying, because you become unsure of the outcome. But put in your best, even if it doesn't come out the way you wanted it, you're still going to be satisfied. You're not going to be beating up yourself. Why? Because you knew that you did your best. I mean, this for God's sake, what I'm doing or what I did was my best. I couldn't do better than anything. This is the best I could do. I put in my best. So if you learn to put in your best in what you are doing, it's going to help you to deal with this issue of worry. So I'm encouraging you today, whatever it is that you have the opportunity, no matter how little what it is, no matter how little the task is, or the assignment is, or the opportunity you have to help somebody, please do your best. Put in your best. If you are employed to do a piece of job, do your best, when you do your best, you will not have any reason to start worrying about whether this is going to be done well or going to be accepted or not accepted. If you get into an exam hall and you are faced with question papers and you need to take some exam, listen, put in your best. Put in your best. When you put in your best, you will not have to worry about all of the other ones that happen after that. Because of course I know I have done my best. And then number 4, keep busy. The idle mind is a devil's workshop. If you allow your mind to idle out, it's going to accommodate a lot of jargons, a lot of junk. And worry is one of the junk that will occupy your mind if you don't deliberately occupy your mind with positive and progressive stuff. Worrying will have a place in your mind if you allow your mind to idle out. If you allow laziness to take over your being and you are always in a state of idleness, then you are actually inviting this enemy called worry to come settle and to come dwell in your mind. You won't have time to worry about things if you are busy. Keep busy. That's number 4. Keep busy. Put your hands on something and keep doing keep yourself busy. Just keep yourself busy. When you go to work, keep yourself busy. Even if you don't have a job, find something to keep your mind and your whole body. Keep yourself busy. When you keep yourself busy, when your mind is working, when you are working, you wouldn't have time to worry about anything because you are busy. The fact is that you are occupied. Your mind is occupied. Your life is occupied. Your time is occupied. You wouldn't have time to spend worrying over things that don't matter not. Things that matters not. That's the truth. Things that matter not. Things that matter not. Why will you be worried about things that matter not? It doesn't worth it. That worry doesn't work. Your time is so precious to spend it worrying about things that matter not. But the problem has been because you have been idling in your mind, and as a result of that, you give room for this worry. But if you keep busy, there will be no room for worry. Number 5 step. Have enough rest. Rest is very important. Medically, spiritually, physically. From every angle, rest is very important. I know, of course, you have to work, but you also need rest. Because when you rest, you renew your strength. I don't think there is anything that mentally tiring like worrying. You need to give yourself some rest. Give yourself some rest. Because a tired mind will produce a tired result. Whether you're working 4 jobs or 5 jobs or 3 jobs, whatever, how many jobs you're working with, whatever you're doing, remember your mind and your body need some rest. But every time you rest your mind, you are fired up. A man said when you sleep well, you wake up the next morning like the first day of the rest of your life. You wake up the next morning if you had a very buoyant rest the previous night, if you sleep very well, I heard people say I slept like a baby. I was talking to someone quite recently, and she said, a good friend of mine, and she said, I slept like a baby. What does that mean? It means that she had a good rest. Maybe the night before then wasn't good enough. Maybe the previous nights were not good enough. But she had a good rest. And a man once said, whenever you have a good rest, just wake up the next morning like that is the first day of the rest of your life. Renewed, strong, getting ready to move. In that situation, there is no place for worry. All you're thinking on, because you wake up in the morning like, this is the first day of the rest of my life. So all you're thinking on is how to begin this journey. Not about the pains of yesterday. It's gone, it's buried over the night. And so when you wake up in the morning, you're waking up like this is the first day of the rest of my life. So what is in your mind? How do I begin this new day, this new life? And not worrying about the pains of yesterday, because you had a wonderful rest. And within the period of rest, your mind recycled back to the beginning. I don't know whether I'm making sense here. It's recycled back to start afresh. Every time you rest enough, your mind is recycled. Return to zero level and they begin afresh. Give yourself enough rest. It will help you. Number 6. What is that issue that you're worried about? Learn to talk about it. A man once said that a problem shared is a problem half solved. That makes a lot of sense to me. Talk about it. I know there are people that when you talk to about your issues, they kind of use it against you. I mean, this is life. Everybody will not be good. If everybody here in the United States are very good people, everybody in the world is very. We don't have ISIS, causing trouble here and there, and it wouldn't be life. This is life. Bad people will always come. Bad things will always happen, but they're always. But you see, the truth of the matter is that the bad people will help you to appreciate the good people. If you ever had a bad relationship, when I say bad, really, really bad, manipulative relationship, that you were messed up, you were almost ripped of everything. If you ever had a terrible relationship, it will help you. And you survived it. You didn't die with it. Some people stay down, but you were able to survive it. Listen to me, when you see a good one, you will have every reason to appreciate it with all your heart. That's the truth. That is the truth. The bad people help you to appreciate and celebrate the good people. Bad situations help you to celebrate and appreciate the good situation. But what I'm saying here is that learn to talk about your issue. You got to find someone that you can confide. There must be somebody that you can talk to. Don't allow this thing to, if you allow it to just settle in your mind, if it settles in your mind, it's going to overwhelm you and it's going to cause more damage than it was supposed to cause. But if you talk about it, look for a life coach, look for someone that you can trust, look for a very good friend. If you don't have a good friend, then you're not a good person. If all your friends are bad, then you are bad as well. You must have a good friend. You must have someone. It could be your pastor, it could be your coach, it could be your parent, it could be your very good friend. But you got to have somebody to talk to about what you're going through. When you bring it out, it lessens the burden. It relieves you of the worry and the stress when you talk about it. So you got to learn to talk about your issue, because there is nothing new on the face of the earth. There is nothing that you are going through that nobody has ever gone through before. And that's the truth. Whatever you're going through, someone has gone through it before. I don't care who you are. I don't care what it is that you're going through. Somebody went through it. Sometimes and survived. Some people left there, but some people survived. So you're going to be the one. If you want to survive, then you got to learn how to talk about the issue. Talk about the problem. Talk to somebody that could give you a little advice. Even if you don't get all the help that you want. You may not be looking for help, but you just want to be heard. You want to pour out your mind. I don't want to keep dying in the inside. I want to say these things out. I got some stuff going on inside of me. It's killing me. It's messing with me. And I need to bring them out. The moment you say them out, when you bring them out, you'll find a lot of relief, especially when you talk to the right person. Talk to somebody about that issue. Talk to somebody. You got to learn to talk about whatever it is that you're going through. Talk about it. Because a problem shared is a problem half solved. And finally, number 7. I read something and it says, why worry when you can pray? Pray about it. Pray about that problem. Prayer is connecting with the supernatural. You will understand that you're not here by yourself. Someone created this universe and put you in here. And he's the one that controls everything. I call him the chief executive officer of this universe. It's a supernatural being that supersedes and rules over the affairs of every man. Pray about it. Every time you pray about it, you hand them over to him, letting him know, hey, you know what, I can't handle this. That's why I'm bringing them to you. The one that I can handle, I handle it. I know how to fix my meal. I go do that. I know how to type my letters in the computer. I know how to do my work at my job site. But this particular one, I can't handle it. So I give it to someone that knows better than I do, that is stronger than I am, stronger than everyone. And he is a supreme being. He's a supernatural being, the creator of heaven and earth. Every time you release those things to God and you trust him and have faith in him, he's going to do it for you. Because with him, there is no impossibility. And so you got to learn to pray about your issue. And as much as you talked about it, pray about it as well. Let the supreme being, let God Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth, the chief executive officer of this earth, let him know about it. Give it to him. And don't take it back. And see how there will be peace settling in your mind. And that peace will conquer worry. Remember, count your blessings, not your issues. Accept what you can change and move on. Make sure you put in your best in everything that you're doing. Keep yourself busy. Busy. Keep your mind busy. Number 5, have enough rest. Number 6, talk about it. And number 7, pray about it. With all these put in place, there's no place for worry in your life. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Appreciate you from the depth of my heart for staying with me up to this time, and I know you've been blessed. Put these things to work and help me share this video to as many people as you can, because it's going to be helpful to those people and to you as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for subsequent videos. I'll talk to you next time. My name is Dr. Jeff, your life coach. Until then, bye-bye.